Hi, my name's Barb Ledford, and today we're going to be talking about the TechSmith Relay and Fuze app. So Fuze is an app that you can easily access in your Apple Store or in Google Play. Once you've downloaded it, what's really great about it is you can access any sort of pictures or videos from your library. Now, if you don't want to use any of those, you can simply record your own videos. Now, keep in mind when you're recording your videos, landscape will allow for the best picture quality. You can film at any time, but you can also pause and resume at any time after that. Once you're finished, you can select Done. And from your library, you can choose them and send it either to Snagit or Camtasia. But for these purposes, we're going to use Relay and call it Relay Demo. What it's doing now is it's sending this video over the servers, and what it's going to do is it's going to house it with just other TechSmith Relay videos. What's nice about this is that any videos that is selected on here immediately only goes on a cloud that's accessible by TechSmith Relay users. So if we go to mavens.techsmith.com, we can easily sign into our account. Another great feature that TechSmith Relay offers is that you don't have to necessarily make a TechSmith account. You can simply log in with your Google account or with your Twitter handle. Once here, you can click to see all where your videos are. Now these are only for your viewing and no one else can see them. You can rewatch your videos to make sure they're up to what you would like them to look like. Notice how we can see that pause in the video now. And another great feature is now I can add quiz questions. So if I'm putting a video on here that I want my students to watch, I can watch through it and I can select at any time where I would like my students to watch and add a quiz question. So this time you can choose from a variety of things like multiple choice, but for this one in particular, I'm going to choose true false. And perhaps this time I'll ask, there was a red car, yes or no? And then maybe I can change it to a fill in the blank or a free response. And this time I'm going to ask, how many cars were there? Now you can adjust where you're asking the questions like it said in the beginning. So if I wanted to ask it a little sooner or a little later, that's fine as well. Once I've hit share, I'm provided with a link as well as an embed code if I so choose to use it. Now if I return back to my dashboard, I can watch this video and answer the questions and see what it's going to look like for my students. So here's my video. Now before I take the quiz, I can always replay the section, but because I know the answers, I'm going to have to go ahead and do it. So there was a red car, and there were 3 cars. Now once I've sent in my answers, I can easily see what the answers were. And I noticed I got both of them correct. And now I can look at the analytics. I can now see how much of this my students have actually watched. So if a student says, oh, well, I watched it, and I can go ahead and tell, well, you know, maybe you haven't. I can also go into quizzing and look at all the results for it. So I noticed that my students got 100%, and I can break it down by the person as well as the questions. So I noticed that they got the first one and the second one wrong. Just like any piece of software, there can be improvements as well as adjustments made. I do think that TechSmith Relay offers a lot to school districts. You can have students create videos and upload them as well as quiz each other on the videos that they're creating. It's also really great for any teacher that has a flipped classroom. What's great even more is that this is only on a cloud that can be accessed by people that have TechSmith Relay accounts that are part of your group. So they can't be shared unless you're sharing it with people in your group. However, some downfalls and some things I would change. I know that having a cloud like that is very costly, but for in a school district like mine, where it's a charter school that's Title I, $5,000 plus $5 for every student account is not something my school would be able to afford at this time. I think the idea is really great. However, that cost is very unfortunate. Other than that, TechSmith Relay is a very easy program to navigate, and it's very, very simple to get started. I think that any school district would benefit from the uses of it, and as a teacher with a potential flipped classroom, it's a great option to have.